I'm going to put the vertebra back on here so you can see really what we need. And go back to the 4 panes. So I want to use the front view to help me recognize how big this thing has to be. So let's try changing this to X-ray. Now we've got an idea where the spinal cord is relative to the vertebra. So I know I'm going to need, the spinal nerve is going to come out somewhere towards the top of that arch there, where the under the pedicle, basically. And so let's delete a bunch of faces and narrow this down. So my stacked group is a reference, so theoretically I can't touch it, but just in case, I'm going to protect everybody else. That leaves just the spinal cord now. So I'm going to take these faces up here off, and that gives me about the middle of the unit there. And I need take the rest of this from here down off. So now, if I did that correctly, what I should be able to do is find a place to grab a face and extrude it out. Have to be from up here, okay. So to try to give me a little more room, what I'm going to do is grab this edge. I'll double click it so I have the whole edge, and I'm going to move it anteriorly a little bit. And then see if I can get the edge back here. Move it anteriorly as well, so I'm kind of closer here. So that's my space now. I think this is a pretty good area, so I'm going to want that. I need maybe another edge loop here so I have more of a square coming out. I'm going to go right about, oops, did I do that right? Oh, I'm not getting an edge loop there. All right, let's use the multi-cut tool then. If I hold the shift key down, I can get this to draw a straight line. Now I have a multi-cut. Let's hide that stacked collection. Make sure. Okay. Looks like I'm pretty much where I want to be, although I'm a little crooked there, but I think that's all right. Stack back for a second. More time. Yeah, definitely I did something crooked there, so I'm just going to delete that edge. And let's go back and see where I am. Okay. So I need to make that line. I'm still not sure why I can't just certain edge loops. Let's try that instead. Select it. Control. I don't know what's giving me a hard time about, but I think we want it to be right about up there, right? Yeah. Okay. So this edge down here now. Oops. Another edge loop. I'll move up a little higher. I'm going to grab that face right there, and I'm going to extrude it. So I'll use the move tool and out. Put this on the number 1 so we can see a little more of a chunk. So I'm just trying to make sure I'm not going through some kind of structure. So I'm using all 3 views, if you will, to try to help me get a rough idea what's going on. I want to make sure I use the extrude tool to do the scaling and movement, translation, rotation, just to make sure I don't want to drop it before I'm really done. I've kind of got a good, it's like I'm pinching that wall a little bit, so maybe I'll move it a little bit closer, and I believe that the rear root tends to come down a little bit, so we'll give it a little movement like that. And then while it's still selected, I'm going to add 2 divisions to it, so I have some edges there I can play with if I need to. I'm going to hit the, I'm going to come out just a little further. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is insert an edge loop and add another edge there. And what I'm hoping I can do with this, let's undo that for a second, I just want one edge. What I'm hoping I can do now is take this face and move it dorsally, so I'll extrude it again. First thing I do is shrink it a little bit, have it come out. Hit the letter G to extrude it one more time. And this is going to be my dorsal root rami, and I'll again add some divisions there in case I need to give it a little more natural curve or move it around things. It looks like I'm clear of everything. This is probably out a little far if you look at how far away I am, but I can live with that since this is a schematic. Now I want to get this remaining face here, and actually maybe what I'll do is I'll just take this edge, just the one edge, move it, give me another face, maybe I'll move the edge next to it over, kind of space them out and then grab that face and extrude it. So that would be my ventral rami, and that will tend to be a little bigger. I'll definitely give it some divisions, and obviously it can't go into the body of the nerve, or the tuber body. Leave it there. Now it's a little awkward right here, this split, if you will, where that bifurcates. So one possible way to clean that up a little bit maybe is take this face and scale it. And maybe even better take this edge here, scale a little bigger on the ventral side and a little smaller dorsal side. And maybe even, let's see what this looks like when we get through. So when you hit 3, not bad, kind of a T. Might consider taking this edge a little medial, scale it a little bit, and then maybe take that one of those edge loops we made when we did those divisions and move that back a little bit, just so it isn't quite such a straight line. Maybe rotate a little bit. Okay, so basically now we've got roughly a nerve root. There's the spinal nerve. The rest of the, let's hide the rest of the structures back here are hidden. Now you could, if you wanted to, just suggest maybe that type of swollen, little enlargement there to represent the dorsal ganglion that's on the. But I think, again, this is all supposed to be under dura, so we're not going to see a lot of detail. Again, you can add just a little bit of a a movement here just to make things look less stiff. And maybe insert a nudge loop real quick, just so the cut ends tend to be rounded and not come to a point. So that's about, yeah, it's got a little movement in there, it's got a little wiggle and jiggle. Okay? So now what we've got is one segment.